Did you know that real estate equity is at an all-time high? But here's the issue. How do you access the equity in your real estate today without selling off the asset and losing it forever? So there's a couple ways to do this. First, let's start with the definition of equity. What is equity? Equity is the difference between the value and what is owed. Let's do a quick example. Home is worth $300,000. The balance on the mortgage is $100,000. We've got $200,000 of equity. The question is, how do you access that $200,000 without losing the property? So there's two ways to do this. You can do what's called a line of credit. There's a home equity line of credit that you can get. This is not just for your primary residence. If you own investment real estate, there are lenders that will give a line of credit on the investment real estate. That's one way to do it. Now, how does that work? What you do is you close on a second mortgage. It's very similar to a credit card. You get approved for a certain amount. At closing, you'll have a second mortgage on the property, and it's very similar to a credit card. When you draw from the line of credit, that's when you start paying on it. If you don't draw from it, then you're not paying on it. It's nice to have extra reserves. It's a way to have access to liquidity without having to make payments on it when you're not using it. You can enjoy the cash flow on your property or enjoy a lower payment on your primary residence, and you don't make a payment until you draw from that line of credit. Second way to do this is to replace one mortgage with another. Home's worth $300,000. Balance of $100,000. Some banks will lend anywhere between 70 to 80% of the value. Let's take 70%. 70% of the $300,000 is $210,000. Okay, so you can get a max loan amount of $210,000 at this 70% scenario. The difference between $210,000 and what you owe on the original mortgage is $100,000. That means you can get a new mortgage for $210,000, and you can create about a $110,000 windfall of cash, and that would be what your new mortgage is based off of. Now, this is not like a line of credit where you're not making payments on the new debt until you draw from it. You've obtained the money, so you have it in pocket. Beautiful thing about that is it's tax-free because it's not income. You're getting debt on a property. You are actually receiving tax-free proceeds that you can now go and put into and buy more assets with. So those are the two ways: line of credit, cash out refinance. And of course, if you're interested in knowing what the equity is in your property, I want you to feel free to reach out to myself and my team, and we'd love to chat with you on the phone and talk to you what that would look like. For more real estate tips, follow me.